When observing our industry, it seems like there is no product or service not marketed under the buzzword cloud or cloud computing. No wonder the term cloud is blurry. Time to define cloud computing from a technical perspective. In this module, you will learn about a definition of cloud computing that goes far beyond the usage as a buzzword. You will learn about the difference between a public, private and hybrid cloud. And you will also learn to categorize cloud services into infrastructure as a service, platform as a service and software as a service. What is cloud computing? Is it more than just a buzzword? And yes, it is. So let's try to come up with a definition. Cloud computing is a metaphor for supply and consumption of IT resources. IT resources in the cloud aren't directly visible to the user. There are layers of abstraction in between. As a human or a machine, a user of a cloud computing service, we are using a service behind a black box. Cloud computing services are offered at different layers of abstraction, so from virtualized hardware to distributed system and everything in between. Another important aspect of cloud computing is that resources are available on demand in enormous quantities. And as well, we only have to pay for the resources as we use them. If we stop using them, we also stop paying for them immediately. Let's dive into a more serious definition of cloud computing coming from the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Cloud computing is a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. Clouds are often divided into the following types. A public cloud is a cloud that is managed by an organization and open for use by the general public. On the other side, there is a private cloud. A private cloud is a cloud that virtualizes and shares the IT infrastructure within a single organization, for example, a company. And of course, there is a mixture of both, called hybrid cloud, bringing together public and private cloud offerings. So, is AWS a public, a private or a hybrid cloud? Of course, AWS is a public cloud as it's open for everyone. You can register an account and start using the resources there. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service and software as a service are typical categories for cloud services. There are differences between these categories. For example, flexibility. You have very high flexibility on infrastructure as a service offerings typically, and less flexibility with a software as a service offering. On the other side, the advantage of a software as a service offering is that typically you don't have to administrate anything with a software as a service offering, where on the other side with infrastructure as a service, you have to put some effort there. Let's dive deeper into infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service offerings offer fundamental resources for computing, networking and storing data. So examples for an infrastructure as a service is, for example, Amazon EC2, Google Compute Engine or Azure Virtual Machines. A platform as a service offering provides a platform for applications. The service handles the deployment of the application to the underlying infrastructure for you. The infrastructure is managed by the cloud platform. You manage only your applications. Typical examples for platform as a service offerings are AWS Elastic Beanstalk, Heroku and Google App Engine. Software as a service goes one step further and offers you the software bundled with the infrastructure, so it combines both. For example, Amazon Workspaces offering virtual desktops, Google Apps for Works with Gmail, Google Docs and so on, or Microsoft Office 365. AWS is offering services in the categories infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service.